Mail, 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 mail. Let's see what we got this time. What the hell? This is the key to the end of the world.
This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. And woe is us if it ever falls into the hands of the wrong people. TV party tonight! TV party tonight! TV party tonight! TV party tonight! We're gonna have a TV party tonight! Alright! We're gonna have a TV party, alright! Tonight! We've got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews. All our friends are gonna hang out here tonight. Alright! We'll pass out on the couch. Alright! Tonight! We've got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews. Don't talk about anything else. We don't wanna know. We're dedicated to our favorite shows. Saturday Night Live. Monday Night Football. Dynasty. Friday. No TV party tonight.
Greetings all, I'm Dubious Khan, and welcome into the Idiot Box, where we take a look at television of the past and present and try to figure out where things went so horribly, horribly wrong. There seems to be a select few shows out there which are unable to be canceled. Sometimes they go on hiatus, sometimes they just disappear for a while, sometimes they get a reboot, other times they get a reimagining, but by and large they always manage to come back years after the original episodes have already finished airing. Now, this has happened a couple of times with live-action shows, but by and large, this usually happens more often with animated shows. And today, we're going to take a look at a show that has managed to survive in one form or another for almost 50 years. Scooby-Doo.
One of Hanna-Barbera's biggest successes, arguably second only to the Flintstones, Scooby-Doo and the gang burst on the scene in 1969, and the mix of mystery, comedy, and monster still proves to this day to be one of the most successful formulas in cartoon history. Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby have all become pop culture icons, recognizable to almost anyone around the world. Scooby-Doo has appeared in one form or another for almost 50 years. The original program, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, aired on CBS from 1969 to 1971. In 1972, the show turned into the new Scooby-Doo movies, which featured both hour-long episodes and guest stars ranging from real-life celebrities like Don Knotts and Sonny and Cher to fictional characters like the Addams Family and Batman and Robin.
This format lasted until 1976, when CBS's option on the show ran out, and it moved to ABC, where it was returned to a half-hour runtime, but was also repeatedly paired with other Hanna-Barbera shows produced at that time, such as Dynomutt, Laugh Olympics, and Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels.
The 40 episodes produced from 1976 to 1978 were later sold into syndication under the title The Scooby-Doo Show, which is the title used to identify this incarnation. Scooby made his primetime debut in December of 1979 with the TV special Scooby Goes Hollywood, which was more of a parody on TV and movies at the time and didn't really follow the traditional format of the show.
And then 1979 saw the arrival of what was a blessing for the show and a curse for generations to come. Scrappy-Doo.
Scrappy-Doo was added to the cast in an attempt to boost the show's slipping ratings. The now titled Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo ran from 1979 to 1980. The success of the show prompted an almost complete overhaul in the next season into the new Scooby-Doo Scrappy-Doo show. This version was even more Scrappy-centric, to the point that Fred, Daphne, and Velma were dropped entirely, and the show is now split up into 3 7-minute cartoons featuring Scooby, Scrappy, and Shaggy encountering real monsters and supernatural creatures. Things finally got slightly back on track in 1983 when the show metamorphosed again into the all-new Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show. Daphne was returned to the cast, and the 4 members of the gang solved a variety of short 11-minute mysteries while working as reporters for a teen magazine.
This version of the show, retitled for a while as The New Scooby-Doo Mysteries, would run until 1985, when a new series would begin, The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. This show dropped the mystery pretext entirely, instead choosing to focus on Scooby, Shaggy, Daphne, Scrappy, and new characters Flim Flam and Vincent Van Ghoul, played by Vincent Price no less, as they attempted to recapture 13 ghosts accidentally released by Scooby and Shaggy from an ancient artifact known as the Chest of Demons. This series would last 1 season, go into reruns, and then promptly be canceled. From 1986 to 1988, 3 TV movies were made, as part of Hanna-Barbera's Superstar 10 series of TV films. Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers, Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, and Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School.
In 1988, a new take on the show, a pup named Scooby-Doo, aired on ABC, this time bringing back the entire Scooby Gang, but as middle schoolers, and featuring a more Looney Tunes style of animation. This series lasted until 1991 and would be the last Scooby-Doo TV series seen for 11 years. However, in 1998, a direct-to-video Scooby-Doo movie was released, now featuring the entirety of the original gang, not seen since certain episodes of the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island was a smash hit and led to a series of annual direct-to-video movies which continues to this day. In 2002, the live-action Scooby-Doo movie was released in theaters to enough success to spawn a sequel, Scooby-Doo 2: Monsters Unleashed. But more importantly, the success of the film led to a whole new TV series, What's New Scooby-Doo, which ran for 3 seasons on Kids WB from 2002 to 2006. That show was replaced with Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, which changed the format and art style of the show radically. This version lasted for 2 seasons.
And ultimately, all of this history leads to the Cartoon Network in 2010, with the premiere of what I consider to be the best Scooby-Doo series since the original in 1969. And to prove it, as always, here's 5 reasons why Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated is a series that everyone should watch.
Reason number 1. Respectful subversion of standard tropes.
This formula is well known to everyone. Scooby and the gang show up somewhere, they encounter a monster, they get scared out of their wits, they find out what's really going on, Fred sets a trap, Shaggy and Scooby act as bait, the monster is captured and is ultimately revealed to be some jerk in a mask. Since the show rarely strayed from this format until the 1980s, this means that everyone began parodying the hell out of it, and this gave rise to 2 of the most pervasive cliches yet. Shaggy and Scooby are secretly stoners, and Velma's a lesbian. Woohoo. But where Mystery Inc. gets this right is that they give us a subversion of the formula that has been staring everybody in the face for years, and nobody's done anything with.
Another mystery bites the dust.
Way to go, gang!
Let's celebrate.
Yeah, celebrate.
Better idea.
Oh, come on, Sheriff.
Just cork it. You see this badge? Know why it's here?
It came with the shirt.
It's here because if there's a crime, I solve it. Oh, and by the way, I've called all your parents, who by now I have on speed dial. Oh, are you in trouble? Especially you, Fred. Say hi to Dad, the mayor.
Yep, in this series, nobody wants the gang to solve the mysteries they encounter. The show is set in the California town of Crystal Cove, which has a thriving tourism industry billing itself as the most hauntedest place on Earth, which means naturally that a gang of meddling teenagers running around exposing the truth behind whatever monsters show up is driving down the revenue.
This not only shows the audience that this is not going to be your standard Scooby-Doo series, but it also sets up some conflict right out of the gate.
As we quickly see, our band of mystery-solving teens are not liked in town. They're considered freaks and outcasts in school, and even their own parents don't seem to like them very much.
How frightening.
Oh, absolutely blood-curdling.
Not really. They all turned out to be fakes.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Captain Cutler was just some guy who was hijacking boats. Miner 49er's real name was Hank. Charlie belonged to Mr. Jenkins, who thought it would be easier to run an amusement park with a crazy robot. And Space Kook? Oh, don't get me started. Oh.
Thank you, Velma. Well, that concludes the Terrorific Tour.
Don't forget to stop in at the Haunted Snack Shop for souvenirs and your complimentary undead zipper cup. What do you think you were doing?
Are you trying to destroy our business?
Solving mysteries and building traps.
That's two things, Fred.
You know what I mean, Dad. We just want answers. Is that wrong?
Tickling chin whiskers, Fred. The mayor's son is supposed to set an example.
I'm trying, Dad. In fact, just yesterday, I entered one of my traps in the district science fair. It was rejected for not actually having anything to do with science. But
I just don't want you to make a mistake you'll regret.
you mean like making a bad trap?
No! Life is not all about traps. It's also about...
Pancakes and bacon.
And sausages and orange juice.
Don't forget to chew.
And breathe. Like, thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Mom and Dad.
Your mother and I are worried about this mystery phase you're going through. We're not saying find new friends.
Yes, we are.
The gang is misunderstood. We're just solving mysteries. All the kids are doing it.
No, they're not.
As any basic screenwriting student knows, conflict equals drama, and drama always leads to...
Reason number 2. Interesting character development.
Ever since the beginning of the series, the 5 members of the gang have fallen into specific roles and personality types. Fred's the leader and the general trap builder, Daphne's the cute one, Velma's the smart one who does most of the actual investigating, and Shaggy and Scooby are the comic relief. Now, these roles have been shuffled as the series has gone on, primarily in the 80s when Fred and Velma were dropped. In that case, Daphne stepped into the leader position, and Scrappy underwent a slight personality change so that he became the smart one. With the direct-to-video movies, all 5 characters were brought back for the first time in years, and quickly fell into their own usual roles. Now, with What's New Scooby-Doo, Fred seemed to carry over a couple of character traits from the version of him in the live-action movie, and also from his preteen self in A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, becoming a little more clueless and conspiracy-minded.
Mystery Incorporated takes this one step further by refining the characters and focusing on their interpersonal relationships and giving them all additional character traits. Let's start with Fred. As I mentioned, since 2002, Fred's been a little clueless, but in Mystery Inc., that cluelessness has turned up to 11, and his knack for trap building has turned into a full-blown obsession.
Rumbling swamp crickets, what just happened?
I seem to be trapped in some sort of net. Not just any net. That's a Brownberger B-41. Titanium woven, aircraft grade aluminum grommets. This baby is shark proof.
But why is it in our dining room?
I installed it last year for a situation just like this.
You booby-trapped Daphne's house?
I booby-trapped all your houses.
Despite this, as the series progresses, we see that Fred is also struggling to gain the approval of his dad and his emerging feelings for Daphne.
I'm sorry, gang. I've just got all of these crazy emotions and I don't know why. Am I upset over my trap not working? Or is it because Daphne's gone? Why can't I just be cold and heartless like other guys? Why must I feel? It's okay, Fred. Freddy, you're a special boy.
Speaking of Daphne, in Mystery Inc., she's infatuated with Fred and spends most of her time trying to get the attention of the clueless twit.
Order my police scanner and patrol the sewers. You gonna go?
I don't know. Guess if someone asks me.
Gotcha. Well, good luck with that.
Huh? Oh, buttercups. Come on, open.
Let me try. These are Series S Kaiser tumblers. Sometimes they stick.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. My name's Alice. Alice May. I'm new.
Fred Jones. And this is,
New, huh? Well, good luck. Come on, Fred, let's go.
On the flip side, she doesn't exactly wait forever, and on top of that, her family, one of Crystal Cove's richest, isn't exactly supportive. Her parents don't like Fred, and her sisters are ludicrously successful.
Boys? Not like Fred. He's like one of those geniuses that no one understands until they're dead. He sees things different, and he wants to catch those different things in his traps.
honey, we just want you to go on to have a rich career like your sisters.
Velma's always been smart, and that's true here too. But in this series, she has a rapidly deteriorating relationship with Shaggy, and her skeptical nature has caused her personality to change from bookish but nice to being a sarcastic, barely controlled, seething volcano of rage.
But I still missed you.
Not here. Velma, not in public.
Why? Daphne and Fred are going to find out sooner or later.
I'm not worried about them. It's Scooby-Doo. He's my best friend. I want to break it to him, like, gently. I'm just waiting for the right time.
How about now? Hey, Scooby!
Finally, Shaggy and Scooby are still their usual cowardly, clumsy, perpetually hungry selves, but as the stakes are raised as the series progresses, they both find hidden reserves of strength and bravery.
You want him? You gotta go through me!
Play dead.
These additional personality traits breathe new life into the characters and set up interesting dynamics and conflict. And this is vital because we want to care about the gang as a whole. This is one of the darkest series in Scooby-Doo history, and that would be largely because of...
Reason number 3. Brilliant homages to horror and sci-fi films of the past and present.
Making references to other pop culture elements in kids' cartoons these days is nothing new. Just about any show on the air will pretty much throw in jokes and references that'll go right over the target audience's heads and give any parental figures watching a much-needed chuckle. What Mystery Incorporated does is crank this up to the point that entire genres and actual movies are parodied outright.
Examples of this include, but are not limited to, Terminator, John Carpenter movies, Gremlins, Killer Insect Swarm movies, Saw, Silence of the Lambs, and even the Cthulhu mythos. Reason number 4. Interesting supporting characters.
The majority of Scooby-Doo series produced revolved around the same idea. Scooby and the gang would be driving around in the Mystery Machine, they would arrive somewhere in the USA, although a couple of series did go international, and they would encounter some monster or mystery waiting for them. In Mystery Incorporated, however, the gang is back to being in high school, which means they've got to attend classes, and they've got parents who are going to wonder where they are, which means they don't ever really, except for a couple of episodes, leave the town. This means that the show now has, for the first time, something it has never had before. Recurring supporting characters.
In addition to the gang's parents, we have Sheriff Bronson Stone, a true pinnacle of a lawman if there ever was one.
All right, now let me get this straight. These t-shirts are $50 each. This is cotton, right? The kind that comes from cows?
Sheriff, focus. The Phantom has taken Daphne.
Right. Any suspects?
The Phantom!
All right, now we're getting somewhere.
Velma's science fair nemesis, Marcy Fleech, aka Hot Dog Water, played by Linda Cardellini, who later becomes kind of instrumental in the ongoing plot of the series.
Hello, Velma.
Hot Dog Water? Is that some sort of nickname, honey? Look, sometimes I recycle the water we boil the park's hot dogs in for bathing to save money, but...
It's okay, Dad. We don't need to explain our ways. Besides, Velma and I are old friends from the science fair circuit.
Yeah, sorry about beating you again this year.
Well, it might be the last science fair you compete in, darling. With the park going under, I'll never be able to pay for college.
It's that bad?
I've constructed a detailed financial model taking into account 300 variables, and they all say the same thing.
Close the park. Immediately.
And because no Scooby-Doo production has been complete without them since Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, we have, of course, the Hex Girls.
You feel the fog as I cloud your mind. You get dizzy when I make the sign. You wake up in the dead of night, missing me when I'm out of sight. I'm a hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. I'm a hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you.
But the three most important recurring characters, at least to begin with, are the gang's DJ friend, Angel Dynamite, played by Vivica A. Fox.
This belonged to Cassidy Williams of the original Mystery Incorporated.
Try the last entry before they disappeared.
Dear Diary, in our quest to track down the cursed treasure, we leave tonight to search the site of the old Darrow Mansion.
That's weird. The papers said they disappeared from the Crystal Cove caves.
That mansion used to stand where Darrow College is now.
Mr. E, the gang's mysterious, not-quite benefactor, voiced by the last person you would ever expect to be affiliated with Scooby-Doo in any way, Louis Black.
Greetings, everyone. This is Mr. E.
Mr. E! Like the last time we heard from this dude, he told us we were doomed.
If you want to solve the mystery, you need to follow the fog. Remember, crystal can't open doors like a diamond. Talk soon.
And finally, Professor Pericles, a criminal mastermind parrot who is just as likely to help the gang as he is to hurt them, played to creepy perfection by Udo Kier.
We gotta find out who she is and what she wants.
Like maybe she's a Gorgon who rose from the dead and she's gonna turn us all into an army of vampire robots.
Wait a sec. That's the plot from Vincent van Gogh's Gorgon Parade.
And it was based on a true story.
Far be it from me, a tiny, thumbless avian, to hazard a guess. But did anyone else notice her choice of clothing? Specifically the style.
Wait a sec. She was wearing a prom dress.
Then that's where we'll start.
Reason number 5, a compelling, ongoing story.
Season and series-long story arcs in TV shows are nothing new. Just about every live-action show tries it at one point or another. But to see it happen and be planned from start to finish in a kid's cartoon is actually kind of rare. And at this point, there's a whole ton of people jumping up and waving their arms frantically, screaming, "Avatar: The Last Airbender did it!" And of course, they're right. But that doesn't negate the fact that the producers of Scooby-Doo approached it the exact same way. One story, told over 2 seasons of 26 episodes each.
As mentioned, the setting of the series is the small town of Crystal Cove, and as is tradition in these types of stories, the town has a dark secret. One which begins when Daphne discovers a locket in the caverns beneath the town.
Hey. Fred, I found something.
Could be a clue. Good work, Daphne.
Thanks, Fred. You're so sweet. It's okay. We can talk later.
But as we find out, that locket has nothing to do with the case they were investigating.
Wait, what about this locket we found where you were digging?
Never seen it before.
You okay, Daph?
I just don't get it. If this locket didn't belong to Professor Rothalo, then who?
Like K-Ghoul 101.4? What can we scare up for you, Daddy-O?
You're all doomed.
Like who? Who is this?
You can call me Mr. E. You should never have brought that locket out of the cave. You don't know what you've uncovered.
Uncovered? Uncovered what?
A truth that should have remained hidden. The truth behind the curse of Crystal Cove. The real mystery has just begun.
And from this small discovery and cryptic phone call comes the greatest mystery in Scooby-Doo history. As the gang investigates throughout the course of the series, they come to discover that they aren't the first gang of mystery-solving teenagers in the town's history.
Oh, the sheriff forgot to take Alice's backpack for evidence. Sheriff! This is one of the old Crystal Cove yearbooks.
Hey, look! There's a page marked.
It's them, the kids who disappeared.
Check out the caption. Brad Childs, Ricky Owens, Cassidy Williams, Judy Reeves, and mascot Professor Pericles. Crystal Cove High's Mystery Solvers Club. Mystery Incorporated.
Wow, I like that name.
Like, these kids were just like us.
Question is, why did they disappear?
From there, the gang adopts the Mystery Incorporated name for themselves and begins to look into why the original group disappeared from Crystal Cove. But the answers only lead to more questions, which ultimately will lead to a legendary cursed treasure buried underneath the town, and the aforementioned possible end of the world.
If you've seen this show before, then you've no doubt noticed that I've kind of been glossing over the overall storyline for the series, and that's by design. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it before. It's just that damn good. Now, it's not a particularly deep story, but it is the darkest I've seen Scooby-Doo get. And it all culminates in what I consider to be not only one of the best series finales for a cartoon, but one of the best series finales on television. You will see things in that final episode that you never thought you would see in a kid's show. And the final scene happens to be really engaging and kind of funny, and a little bit poignant when you think about what they're actually telling you. So, if this video has made you intrigued to see the series for yourself, you're in luck. Fortunately, the series was allowed to complete its entire run. And that's after about 3 years worth of delays, hiatuses, and arguments between the producers of the show and the executives of the Cartoon Network. The show has also been released on DVD. Now, here's where things get a little bit weird. The first 12 episodes of Season 1 were released over 3 DVDs of 4 episodes apiece. These are released as Season 1, Volume 1, Season 1, Volume 2, and Season 1, Volume 3. After those releases, Warner Bros. Home Entertainment kind of realized how stupid that was and released the remaining 14 episodes as a 2-disc set under the extremely confusing name of Season 1, Part 2. So it's Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Part 2 for Season 1. Fortunately, they kept up the 2-disc set thing for Season 2, so you have Season 2, Part 1, Season 2, Part 2, and that's your whole series. Now, at the time of this video is produced, there are plans to release the entirety of Season 1 as one set, so you might want to keep an eye out for that. Now, my final words on the subject are simply this. If you love Scooby-Doo, you will love this series. If you've never seen Scooby-Doo, this is a great place to start. And if you hate Scooby-Doo, I think you should watch it anyway, because you just might surprise yourself. I'm Dubious Khan. Join me next time for another trip into the Idiot Box.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some